What's up, everybody? So it finally happened. Sony and Marvel just dropped the official trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I couldn't be happier. We've had a pretty decent time jump since the end of No Way Home, and Peter Parker is living in a completely different world. And today, we're going to break down every frame, from the high-level cinematography shifts to the hidden X-Men cameos that you definitely missed. There's a lot of misleading Marvel editing going on here, so let's sit back and strip back the layers and see what's actually happening in this rebirth of the franchise. But before we do, hit that like and subscribe button. It's a short little task for you guys, and it definitely helps us out on the channel, and we appreciate it. Now let's dive in. Now first off, can we just talk about how this looks? We've officially moved past the John Watts era. Destin Daniel Cretton, the guy who gave us Shang-Chi, is in the director's chair, and you can feel it immediately. So first, let's talk about the suit. If you notice, the suit, it feels cloth coated again. Moving away from that heavy Stark Tech CGI, it's a hybrid inspired of Tobey and Andrew's suit, but with a ground level DIY feel. Unfortunately, I don't think there's gonna be any, if all, much tech in this suit. I kind of did like the techie suit. I like that he had a little bit of gadgets and here and there, and I think that's what made him a little bit different from Tobey and Andrew Spider-Man, so I'm definitely gonna miss that, but I don't think there's gonna be any tech in this suit outside of the web shooters. Also, we get the inside of the mask shot. So this is a first for Spider-Man, and we get that claustrophobic Iron Man POV from the inside of his mask. You can see the ground rushing in the reflection of his eye. It's meant to signal Peter's current headspace. He's isolated, anxious, and trapped inside of his own identity. And when we talk about the acrobatics in this film, they actually brought in Jackie Chan's stunt team for this. So Spidey isn't just swinging, he's a martial artist now. The movement feels more fluid, more kinetic, and frankly, a little bit more cooler than anything we saw in the last trilogy. So the trailer also confirms that Peter is a student at ESU, Empire State University, a huge nod to the comics and the Tobey films. But he's not balancing his life well. He's subliminating Peter Parker being Spider-Man 24/7 because he has no one left. Also, when we talk about the letter, we see him rehearsing it, like he's going over it over and over in his head, right? He's rehearsing that letter to Ned and MJ, re-explaining the Doctor Strange spell. He's been carrying the same crinkled paper since the end of No Way Home. Now let's talk about the cocoon a little bit. This is the WTF moment. We see Peter Parker waking up in a literal web cocoon on the side of his apartment. This is straight out of the other arc from the comics. His DNA is mutating, evolving him into something more spider and less human. But do I think that they're gonna go out and show us the full-fledged spider humanoid thing that we got in some of the early 2000 cartoons? I don't think so. I don't think that Disney's gonna go that route, but we will see some type of evolution with maybe organic web shooters, maybe some new powers. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see when the movie comes out. Now let's talk about Professor Banner. He's teaching at ESU, and it seems like Peter Parker is a student in his class, and we get a shot of him wearing that shield wristband to keep the Hulk at bay. Now here's the kicker. The Hulk's mind doesn't work like a human's mind. So while Bruce doesn't know Peter Parker, the Hulk might actually remember him. Peter goes to him to scan his mutating DNA, which Bruce describes as dangerously enhanced. So we know he's not just a normal superhuman, he's probably transforming into a level that's a bit beyond that. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now there's a massive continuity question here. How is Spidey getting the key to the city when Mayor Fisk has a ban on vigilantes? Well, this movie likely takes place right after Daredevil Born Again Season 2. We also get our first look at Jon Bernthal's Punisher. Now he's rocking a new skull logo and chasing a mind-controlled tank through NYC. Now the chemistry is already there. Spidey actually calls him Frank, suggesting that they've been crossing paths in the streets for quite a while now. We also get to see the Hand. We see Spidey fighting a swarm of ninjas in a damage control prison. Now, if the Hand is involved, it's only a matter of time before we see Daredevil fully suit up alongside Peter. Even though they haven't said that he's in the movie, I think it would be 100% strange if we didn't see him at all. And we also get some of that Marvel editing where we see some of the ninjas kind of looking down a bit, and I'll put a screenshot in the video so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now let's get into a theory that's been setting the internet on fire for a while now. Industry insiders have been hinting at this, and the trailer basically confirms it. So we get our first shot at Sadie Sink. Now she's playing a character being held by the DODC, the Department of Damage Control. We also see her in a yellow hoodie and a green jacket, classic Jean Grey colors. And we have to talk about some of the psychic attacks. We see guards and civilians being mind jumped. Now, that's not a Spider-Man power, that's a telepath power. So it's heavily rumored she's been working with the Punisher, or at least being rescued by him. Further hints that she has to be an X-Men character, in particular Jean Grey. Now with her confirmed for Secret Wars and a 3-picture deal, Brand New Day is clearly the backdoor entry for mutants in the MCU, and I can't wait to see it. Also, the trailer was packed with blink and you miss it villains. We got the Scorpion. We finally get to see Michael Mando back in his comic accurate mechanical suit, paying off to that Homecoming post-credit scene. We also get to see Tarantula and Boomerang, short cameos that make the world feel a little bit more lived in. And we also have Tombstone. He's narrating the trailer, voiced by Keith David. He's positioned to be the Kingpin level threat for this entire trilogy. And the final shot of the trailer is a direct recreation of the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spidey swinging with a civilian. It's the ultimate rebirth image. Now it's kind of a shame that we have to talk about this, but MJ has a new boyfriend, Paul, and we talked about this in a previous video on the channel. So her new boyfriend is being played by Amandus Fondi, and he's giving off major Paul vibes from the recent comments. You know, the guy every Spider-Man fan loves to hate. So prepare for boos to be in a theater. Prepare to boo this man in the theater. But what did you guys think? Is Sadie Sink really Jean Grey? Is Peter finally going to tell MJ the truth on that rooftop? Leave your theories and any Easter eggs that I missed in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.